Yeah, De'Aaron, you've been beat up the last couple of games. You even got a eye issue tonight. Just what did it take to sort of come up big there in the fourth quarter and finish this one off?
I mean, I think there's always a chance that I could, go on a run. So that is what it is. You just keep with it. But for us, I wouldn't say that's why we won the game. I think we were able to get key stops. We were able to execute down the stretch, and I think that's what ultimately won us this game. And we also had a big lead that we gave away, but we were able to maintain the lead throughout the entire. I don't think we ever lost it in the second half. So it was good that we were able to answer their run.
You guys gave up obviously a lot of offensive rebounds to them. To be able to overcome some of that, even when you guys aren't maybe executing as well as you'd like, how big is that to do, especially down the stretch there?
Well, it's great that we were winning at the time, so that's always a big thing. But I mean, we just have to be better at boxing out. I mean, that is what it is. That could have lost us a game, but like I said, at the end of the day, we were able to execute at the end of the day. So that is that.
Hey, Dylan. So everybody says scoring in the fourth quarter is hard, but you got 15 tonight, and you're the most efficient player on the coach time in this league. I just want to know, how do you make this looks like easy?
I told RJ in the fourth quarter shots just seemed to go in, so I'm not doing anything. I'm not doing anything different. They tell me the same thing. I'm like, sometimes the shots just start going in more. So that is that. I don't think there's a better way to put it.
Malik, I know first quarter and better first half defense has been a focal point for this team, but to hold New York to 23 points in that first quarter, how big was that for the team tonight?
Yeah, it was huge, man. The first unit started off right and got the big lead, man. We just came in and kept the pressure up in the first half. So we just got to continue to do that. But like Fox said, we got to box out, man. We got to box out.
Want to see what you guys both thought about just being on a stage where they're watching you nationally. Did you get extra excited about it, or did it matter to the team? And did you feel like you guys had to make a statement knowing that more people are watching you perhaps than they have all season?
Well, at this point, it seems like we only play New York teams on TV, so shit. It is big, but at the end of the day, I mean, once we get to the playoffs, every game is going to be like that anyway. So I wouldn't say I don't think we were worried about it. The timeouts are longer. Warm up sometimes the clock went from I think like 18 to 25. So you got to make sure things are on schedule. But that's pretty much the only difference I feel like we see.
Yeah, I ain't see a difference, man. We've been locked in from the beginning of the year, so.
De'Aaron, obviously your fourth quarter numbers have been up there amongst the leaders in the league all year. But for the team perspective, you guys have been one of the best fourth quarter teams in the NBA for most of the season. What's been key to that, maybe aside from your individual performances?
I think as a team, obviously we're whatever the offense rating is, and we're at the top of the league in scoring. But I feel like offensively we could play many different ways. We can just go pick and roll. We can get into isolations. We can get into post-ups. We can still throw the ball through the elbow and have guys split. There's just many different ways that we can attack teams, obviously all throughout the game, but in the fourth quarter. And I think whenever we keep our pace up, and not just trying to get on the break, but in the half court with guys moving, I think it's hard to guard. I think it's hard to guard multiple actions, or if someone has it going, getting them the ball, or if it's an isolation, or if it's a post-up or Domas or ADB, whatever it may be. There's just so many different ways that we can attack people offensively.
Malik, you guys survived 23 offensive rebounds. I know you guys were talking about that, but how did you do it? I mean, you came together and pulled out the win.
Yeah, man, that's a good question. The big lead I think we got in the first half is why we stayed in the game and pulled out with it. That's a lot of offensive rebounds, man.
Josh Hart had 8?
Yeah, 8 of them. Yeah, he was killing us all night, man. It's hard to win a basketball game like that, man, and I'm thankful we won it.
Malik, you've seen all season long Fox put up big numbers in the fourth. What do you just make of it as someone who knows him so well to see him kind of shine in that type of moment?
I'll be trying to get him going earlier than that. he don't listen sometimes. But it's Fox, man. I've been seeing it for almost all my life, man. I know what he's gonna do. I know how to say something to get him turned on too. So,
Whoa.
come on.
Whoa. Oh, my God.
And
Jeez.
and Fox, what did you when you got obviously when you got going obviously there later in the fourth, you were chirping a little bit. You even looked like over towards their bench. You were able to kind of share what maybe some of the things you were saying.
I was talking to Q when he was on the bench. Q is one of my guys. He's from Houston, so that's someone that I saw and watched while we were growing up and playing against and playing with. So I was just talking to Q. That's all that was.
Yeah, I was gonna just comment about I don't think I've ever seen you talk this much mess out on the court. How much fun are you having?
I mean, when it gets going, and then it's a close game, I think it gets intense, and I was on a roll at that point. Like I said, there's always at any point in the game I feel like he can too. When Kev, Domas, HB, we've seen HB do it. Keegan, someone can just get it rolling in a heartbeat, and that's all that happened right there.
Fox, you've spoken many times about wanting to be the guy to help bring playoffs back here and bring this crowd back into playoff basketball. I know the crowd has been there all season long, but to experience that tonight, the energy, and have the national audience see that, what does that mean to you?
I think it's big for the organization and for the city. This is much bigger than us. Like you said, I think people know about the Sacramento crowd, but obviously we play late games. People on the East Coast or in Central Time aren't, they're asleep when we're playing. So for them to be able to experience it, and obviously not everybody has league pass. So for people to experience this on TNT tonight, I think was huge for this fan base and for this organization. And I think once playoff time comes, obviously all arenas are loud, but I think this is just a special place to play.
You were talking earlier, basically saying once we get into the playoffs, and even right there, just when playoff time comes, when did it become? When did it flip in your mind from the organizational goal is to make the playoffs to now? It's obviously a pretty confident franchise that it's happening.
Just for what we've been able to do throughout the season, what Mike's come here and what he said. Even before the season started, he's instilled confidence in us, and hell, he might make you believe that you're better than you are. That is what it is. So every night we go out there, we expect to win. Obviously, we go out there, we play hard, we try to execute. And we know you're not going to win every game, but you go out expecting to win. You go out and you do whatever it takes to win. And I feel like we've done a good job at that, even in some games that we've lost. Sometimes a team is just better that night. So for us, it's just we continue to worry about us. We continue to worry about what we do. We try to get better. And like I said, I think everybody wants to win a championship.
Yeah, Malik, how much confidence do you have late in games when you've seen him do what he's done in fourth quarters?
How much confidence I have in me or him?
In you guys pulling it out.
Oh, man. I wouldn't have came here if I didn't have confidence in the team from the get-go. So I knew the pieces. I knew what this could be, and I knew what he could do. So everybody just feeds off him, Domas, Kev, HB. So, yeah, man, we're just confident in everybody. And Mike, like he said, Mike installed that in us.
Malik first and then De'Aaron, if you guys don't mind. To the question about this, making statements, how much do you enjoy the opportunity to play on this kind of a stage, and what does it say about you that you've risen to the occasion now a couple times?
Oh, yeah, man, like he said, it's always great to finally show the Sacramento crowd to the world or the U.S. or whoever watching, especially how loud it gets here, man. So it's always great. It's just always great.
Yeah, like I said, I think people know about it, but for them to just be able to turn on their TV and not have to go through League Pass to watch it, I think was definitely the big thing. And like I said, during the playoffs, it's going to be a normal occurrence. So hopefully we're able to get home court advantage, and those first two games just get rocking.
All right, thank you. Hey, you trying to give me five, bro? You trying to give me five? You trying to give me five? You said,
My job. It'll be more exciting.
I mean, what you can do is if you want to do it together. When I get them, you'll get them. It's like a problem.
I just prefer.
How would you?
I would prefer you just to pick it out. If you know that's what Fox only said, spoke to, then I would just separate it when I know it's like the voice.
I don't know. Who else is there?
Just coach.
It's like kind of disrespectful. It's not kind of. It is disrespectful. People who got things to do.
I don't want to be like,
People
game
got.
was over at 10. We didn't leave there. He didn't come on until like 11:30.
Yeah. And to speak, and then to speak for only like 5 minutes.
Like, I like that. Get it done and over with. You got the rest of your thing.
Coach will take the whole 10 minutes. Plus. Hopefully not.
And Warriors, Steph Curry works out after. They're waiting on him, in the shower or whatever.
This is actually the fastest that they came out because the last couple of seasons, we were it was annoying. Like I was doing away team and they came out faster.
Yeah. They're trying to get on the bus and go home.
Which makes sense.
The beam stuff is fun.
Become a thing. I like it better than the cowbell. Cowbells are annoying.
So you know they're going to bring it for playoffs.
Yeah, that's annoying.
It's supposed to rain all night, huh?
Yeah.
Supposed to rain for like the next 6 days. Wow. Nuts. And we have all kinds of snow above, so they're worried it's going to flood.
Fly out tomorrow.
My other job, or for the state, or for the flood protection board, so like, they're pissed.
They're on a 24-hour call right now, right?
Yeah, like I used to work for the Department of Water Resources. So it's the whole like Central Valley, like up and down California, like all the water rivers. Yeah, that was wild. That was a wild list. I used to go with the squad.
Oh, man.
So if they needed people, like you have to do the work. Like you have to get called. You're called in basically.
Right, you gotta go.
It's exciting, you know. At least you get to like help out.
It was a good win. Our guys found a way to get the win, but we were not good. I was extremely disappointed in our inability to box out. let alone rebound. Josh Hart just kicked our ass. He kicked our ass. Nobody put a body on him the entire night. I thought their physicality was great because it made us go one-on-one quite a bit throughout the course of the game and made us take difficult shots. I thought we didn't get a chance to get out in transition, because we couldn't come up with the rebound to get out to run and put pressure on them, so they had us playing a slow, walk-it-up paced game. And they were the ones that got out in transition. They outscored us 17 or excuse my friend, but 23-7. I mean, you could tell I'm a little frustrated. It's a great win. You take wins at this time of the year, but that's not how we should be playing basketball, which you guys saw tonight. I am not happy with our performance at all, except for the fact that we got the win. Somehow, some way, we have to be better throughout the course of the ball game. I'm going to put pressure on Domas and Foxy. They have to hold themselves to an elite level on every possession, but just as importantly, they got to open their mouths and hold their teammates to a high standard, because that ain't going to fly. Give the Knicks a lot of credit. Good ball club. Tibbs has done a heck of a job with them. They're physical. They try to play the game the right way. You feel them throughout the course of the game. We're taking this win, but we got to be better. And it starts with Domas and Foxy. They got to open their mouths, and they got to challenge their teammates to perform each possession at an elite level. But they have to do it themselves on both ends of the floor.
Have you felt this way after a win before this season, or is
No.
this kind of a one-off?
23 offensive rebounds. Again, you're happy for the win, but that does not sit well with me at all.
Do you feel that they're receptive to it, especially coming off of a win, emotions of a win, and then to hear a message like that? Do you feel the team is receptive to a message like that?
I hope so, because if we don't fix that, we're going to get our behinds kicked come playoff time. That's when the big boys show up.
Coach, I think you guys were up 4, and De'Aaron was at the free throw line, and fans were already screaming, "Light the beam," and I saw you sort of just like, when do you feel comfortable for fans to start chanting, "Light the beam"?
Definitely not when our players shooting a free throw. I mean, I love our fans, but we yell and light the beam when a player's shooting a free throw. You're supposed to do that right when they shooting a free throw, not when we shooting a free throw. So, I don't want. It's hard because I don't want to temper the fans' excitement. They definitely pay, their hard-earned money to come to the game and do it. But let the guys shoot free throws first. I mean, you saw we almost didn't light the beam tonight, and we're yelling light the beam when guys are shooting free throws too early. I mean, for me, obviously, I don't like that. But again, our fans, they deserve whatever they got coming to them. So it's hard for me to really get on them, and we should step up and make free throws. But let's just try to do it when they're not shooting a free throw.
What have you seen, or what separated Fox in fourth quarters this season offensively when you guys just need a bucket in isolation?
Fox has the ability, and I didn't know this before coming in. I knew he had a chance to be a great player. Fox's ability as a two-way player can make him freaking elite, like elite. He doesn't quite know it yet, though. And he has a switch that he can turn on. And he usually turns it on in the fourth quarter when we need him to on both ends of the floor. Somehow, some way, I got to get him to turn it on for a little closer to the 34, 33, whatever minutes he's playing, instead of just waiting for the fourth quarter, because he's more than capable. I've been around a lot of great / elite players, And I'm a little hesitant to say this because I haven't been with him long enough, but I haven't seen him do it in the playoffs yet, but he may be capable of being on that level. But the great ones, the elite ones, they do it all the time. And that doesn't mean go score all the time. That means be in tune with what your assignment, your job is, sit down and guard, push the pace, lead your team, all the little things that may not add up in the stat sheet from beginning to end to set the tone, especially at the beginning. So he is a special player, and the stuff he does in the fourth quarter doesn't surprise me at all. Not at this point. I just need him to get to a point where he's doing it for most of the game. You know? But the sky's the limit for that man. I'm telling you. The sky's the limit for him. And it's going to be whether or not he wants to reach it.
Coach Brown, I just want to get your thoughts on the way the Kings came out in the third quarter. Of course, Josh Hart was in the mix in a lot of things with the offensive rebound. I think he led his team with 8 rebounds, offensive rebounds, excuse me. But Kings just seemed a little flat coming in, that third quarter.
I don't know if we were flat in the third. We were flat the whole game when it came to trying to keep guys off the glass. I mean, Mitchell Robinson kicked their behind in the first half. We didn't gain rebound. We didn't put a second body on them. The kid Hartenstein, the man Hartenstein, he kicked their behind. Josh Hart kicked their behind. I mean, they had their way on the glass tonight. And giving up 23 offensive rebounds, sometimes you say, hey, that happens, but not 23 offensive rebounds. That's embarrassing. And we got to do a better job with it. And every man in that locker room should feel like going into Phoenix, I don't care what the score is at the end of the game, let's hit somebody and keep them off the glass.
Yeah, Mike, you guys got killed on the glass by 18, but defensively you actually played pretty well. I mean, what was your takeaway from that? I know to end the possession you got to get the rebound, but you gave up 17 more shots than you guys took, and you still came away with the win.
It's all tied in. I mean, they missed some shots too, because when they got offensive rebounds and they sprayed that ball, they had a couple of wide open looks that could have easily gone in, and this game could have easily gone the other direction. So it all ties in. One of our staples defensively is multiple effort, to contest, to finish, and we did not finish tonight.
Like you're harping on or talking about Fox and needing to do it from the start to the finish of the game. I mean, is that idea something that you think about from a season-long perspective beyond just tonight? Is that something that you would hope the team would figure out, particularly given that the fourth quarter numbers are what they are?
Yeah, when I speak on Fox, I'm talking about the level he can get to. He's already a great player. He's done things to help us win in the fourth quarter. But he's got a chance to be elite. I'm telling you, I've been around him. And that for those guys, the competitive spirit shows all the time. You know what I'm saying? And it shows at an elite level all the time. He's good enough to go out there and play and still be impactful and effective. But it's my job to try to push him to be as great as he can be. And he's not even really scratching the surface of how great he can be. He's heading in the right direction, but he's still got a ways to go. And when he does, look out. Look out. That's all I can say.
Mike, to that point, De'Aaron just sat up there and made a comment about how you have the ability to make guys feel like they might even be better than they are. Coaching-wise, I think that's the kind of thing you'd like to hear. I'm also thinking that the message you sent tonight after a win, like you don't send this message publicly if you don't have confidence that you have their ear. What does it mean to you that this late in this season, your first one in town here, that you have opened up that communication channel and their trust and all the things that you need for those messages to get through?
One of the things, Sammy, is in order for any group to have success, the group has to be connected from top to bottom. And part of that connection means that there's a level of trust that you've attained with everybody in the group, not just me with Fox or Fox with Luke, or it's everybody. And I know that we have to be able to speak freely, look each other in the eye and speak freely to one another in order for us to go where we need to get to. And so for me, being around this group, it means a lot that, again, not just that I have their ear, but they have my ear and everybody else. It means a lot for us at this point in time, because going into playoffs, we're going to hit some adversity. And we can't sulk or be pissed from within. It's just like a family. If your brother is doing something he ain't supposed to do, you got to be able to look him in the eye and you got to be able to say, hey, you can be better. We need you to be better. And he's got to be able to accept that as it's coming from real love, because that cat right there does want me to be better. Having that's going to be really important going into the playoffs. And that's what I spoke on earlier. It can't just come from me. It's got to start coming from Foxy and Domas, too. If we're not performing up to our level, they got to figure out how they can tell their teammates, we aren't doing our job. We can be better. And the teammates got to respond. Now, having said that, they got to make sure they're doing their job. I think Foxy had 1 rebound at halftime. And so it's going to be hard for him to go in that huddle and tell Cass to box out if he got 1 rebound. You see what I'm saying?
Mike, it seems like in the modern NBA, 15, 20-point leads just aren't what they used to be. They disappear really, really quickly. Are they disappearing still quicker than they should be, or is this just with the offense and the three-point shooting what the league is now?
I think it is what the league is, right now. The three-point shooting is off the charts. The skill level's off the charts. The way teams space is off the charts. Most teams seem to be playing fast. And so 15-point lead can go away like that. And that's why you can't help them. That's why all the little things have to matter. They got to matter. Like, you got to take that crap personally. You got to want to go hit somebody. That's got to mean something to you, because it can go away like that. And that's what I was most disappointed in tonight, is there was no sense of urgency when there needed to be that. And we got to change that, because we cannot go into the playoffs playing the way we did when it comes to physicality. Thank you.